Hello, hello, everybody. It's not the normal voice you're used to.
How's it going?
Hey, this is odd. This is odd. This is odd. You not being in control of this show. Uh, yeah.
I've lost.
uh, Eric is coming to us live from.
Live, yes, from sunny South Florida.
Yeah.
Well, not too south. I'm in Orlando, finishing up my vacation, but definitely had to be here with my Icfwt audience for It Came from Webtoon.
And now that we got a story there. We got a 8-bit story from Jose
Yes.
Garcia, and this
You should
comic
be joining us soon too.
Okay, cool. This story is a bit different because this comic doesn't have any words,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get into that. We'll talk about that. You can read it for free on Webtoon. I'm gonna hit the intro for us, Eric, and then we'll come back and get into it.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. I'd always jam out to that song, and I'd do my Gene Simmons kiss tongue to it. And that's awesome. Hello, everybody out there. Again, joining you, bit different. Bit different. I mean, let me move the screens around so at least Eric's still where he usually is. It came from Webtoon here on Icfwt. Thank you for joining us. Icfwt radio numbers right now sitting at 22,805. Thank you for listening.
Hey, thank you for coming, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we hope that you're checking out some of these wonderful stories that we bring to you every day here on It Came from Webtoon.
So I gotta be honest. I did not think that Eric was going to do one this week. I was like, he's going to be on vacation. No, he came from Webtoon one day. No, he surprised the heck out of me. He's like, no, we're doing it. So yeah. So here you go with this story. Now, how did you come across my 8-bit story, Eric?
Well, I've become acquainted with Mr. Jose Garcia, who should be joining us pretty soon here, and come to find out that he had done work for hire for Webtoon and had some different stories on there. Mm-hmm. Pretty much through the first time I talked to him, he was pitching his Lumina Vox series, which is going to be signups right now on Indiegogo and be launching, I think, 1st of April. Mm-hmm. But one of the stretch goals for that is he's taken this story here, My 8-Bit Life, and doing something with that and putting that in as a comic book. So I wanted to check it out. And since he's had some prior experience doing actual work for Webtoons, I thought it would be great to kind of get to tickle the audience's ears by getting some of his behind-the-scenes adventures. And joining us now is the aforementioned Jose Garcia. Jose, how's it going, man?
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hey, you couldn't have timed that better.
What's up, guys?
Jose, we're looking at the art from my 8-bit story, and I was asking Eric how he came about it. We're going to look into issue 1 right now. I'm going to bring it up on screen.
Awesome.
Oops. Now I've already read through it, so my 8-bit story by Jose Garcia. Press start, and we're looking at the first page of the book here. I like the fact that you played with these different tones throughout the book. It kind of almost matched the mood of the scene you were trying to convey. Was that on purpose?
Yeah, man. Well, that was those pink pages were actually kind of like put at the. I finished the book first, then I kind of want to give an introduction to this world. So to separate the real world, this is this pink kind of mood. And then when she gets into the world, it's all color and stuff,
And there's a slight art change too. I mean, when she goes into the video game world, the art changes a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things are much more edgy, much more detailed, uh, and you do a really good job of capturing her being absorbed by these different worlds through her Game Boy, which I thought was really great. Does any of this come from your own like nostalgia of your childhood?
Yeah, man, for sure. All these games that there are featured in this webtoon are actually the only games that I have. So I kind of play
Wow.
them again and again and again. That was Jurassic Park,
Mhm.
and I remember playing that tons of times. That was my first Game Boy game that I have. So that was the first I put in.
That's very cool. Now, I gotta ask you: are you a Captain N fan at all? Have you ever seen that show,
Which one?
Captain N? He's a kid. His name is Kevin. I forget his last name, but he gets
It
pulled
was
into
like
the
Captain in the Game Master or something like that.
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, I saw it for sure, but no, that wasn't. I wasn't maybe in the age range for that. I mean, I kind of remember it, but uh, not a lot.
I would just say, she's got to run across like his belt or something at some point. And this art style is so colorful. In fact, I use this for the main page of the thumbnail of today's show.
Oh,
This image
awesome.
there.
Yeah, my 8-bit story was made a long time ago. I did this. I think maybe on 2014.
Mhm.
Um, and I was doing this. I was swamped with work at the time. I was working in a lot of places, but I that it was the kind of like the boom of web comics. I was following Super Normal Step. I was following Shadowbinders. I was following even um, uh, Homestuck and some some of those web comics. So I wanted to jump in, but at the time I wasn't like really free. I didn't have enough free time, so I did this in the span of a year. And I was working only 1 hour a day, every day until I completed it.
Now you didn't use words for this, and what was that? Was that a
Wow.
reason behind that? Or go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What was that?
No, this is a perfect time to chime in on that because when you don't you're not having to rely on dialogue, but when you're using entirely the visuals, it's got to change up your writing style and how you're trying to communicate the story. And what you've done here is beautiful. I just love to know some of your thought process in planning this out, knowing that you're not going to be using dialogue to communicate anything.
Thanks, man. So yeah, at the time I was still learning. I was working at I was working at some stuff called the North Coast Music Festival, but at the same time I was on Chicago, and I was still in school. I entered a little animation course because I want to do storyboarding, and everyone on comics at the time told me that to practice my storytelling. So every time I went to San Diego Comic Con or went to a portfolio review, uh, just people kept telling me that if you could write a comic, if you could make a comic work without any words, you're on the other side. You can go pro. So that's what I did. I had this little short I was working on at the animation school, and I started working the storyboards. But animation it's quite a lot of a lot of effort and a lot of time. So I thought that maybe doing this in comic format will help me to improve my skills. I This was the first time I tried colors on a page, so this was my first colored comic, and I was trying cell shade and it was cool. It was a really cool learning experience.
You certainly broke out of the gate here, guns blazing, because this is honestly one of the prettiest things I've seen on Webtoon.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. There's a ton of cool stuff. At the time I entered Webtoons and I started posting this, I remember I'm now it's gone, but at the time there was this Korean artist that was making kind of like a Power Ranger Monster of the Week kind of webtoon, but the art was so amazing and I kept following him, but it got like really really low traction. So I guess that after like 20 chapters he just left, which was a shame, but there's a ton of great artists that go unnoticed in webtoons.
Yeah,
the whole idea behind this show was to try to get stuff like this that doesn't get as much noticed.
Oh yeah, that's cool, man. And this is my first time coming here. I mean, we did the other show, but I sure love to know more about all these secret gems hidden, like dreaded dinosaur. When I yeah, man, that was really cool. That was really funny, man. The first chapter I already wrote read it, and I was bursting in laugh, man. There's some
That's
panels
great.
right there that I wanted to. The falling dinosaur man, when he falls off the cliff, that will be hell of a great sticker, man. I will
Yeah.
love, I will love to, yeah, you know.
That it's funny because Eric was testing out a printer, and I convinced him. I conned him into printing that panel off.
Oh yeah, man.
And so it's now hanging in my son's room, and I passed by it, and I'm like, "Damn, that's a cool picture."
It's a cool picture.
Yeah. That's what it had to be a monster on perspective, but that's a picture, and I keep telling Eric that's like that's gonna be the shot that he's probably gonna get tired of.
Yes. Everyone will talk about it.
Yeah, well, the whole thing with Webtoon, with this vertical infinite scroll, you can do so much stuff with time and with leading the reader's eye, like you do here with 8-bit life. You know, it's just like this. You really get the sense that you're falling into this world with the character as you're scrolling. You know, doing the whole the vertical scroll with it, and you just can't do that in print.
Oh, well, actually, this book was meant for print, but and I have another comic that I will show you later that is formatted for Webtoon. I mean, I did this as a comic, you know, as it's printed. This book is already printed. I will on my campaign from Lumina Box, I will be offering this book. I had some. At the time, there was this because this fanzine of Nintendo at Kickstarter, and they got in trouble with Nintendo copyright, so they find a way to finally print their book. So I kind of contact them because I want to print this book, and they give me kind of like a little rundown of how to do this stuff and how to print it without getting in trouble. So that was cool, and yeah, man.
Nice.
And now it's printed, and I have like 500 copies of it. If anyone will like it, it will be available on the Lumina Box campaign as an add-on.
That's cool.
Well, you can sign me up for that, because I would definitely love to have this in print. Now, I wouldn't know that this was done specifically for print, because you've done a great job of translating it into the Webtoon format.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I just copy pasted all the pages together, and and it happened to look cool. That wasn't planned at all.
Yeah, because this page here looks seamless. This looks like that was on purpose. Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
Well, a lot of people who post on here, especially if they're coming from print comics, that's where their disconnect is. And like, if I'm on my phone, the last thing I want to do is, you know, part the ways with my thumb and zoom in and read any text. It's just not a good experience. And that's one of the reasons why I've never liked digital comics, is I've got to like rotate my phone for the panel and, you know, do all this other stuff, or click through, you know, like one panel you have to click through 5 times because it'll pop up the word balloons. It's just a terrible, terrible reading experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Actually, I have some double spreads coming in the next couple of pages. So I don't know how that looked at webtoons, but it should be kind of weird because for the as the webtoons format like it's vertical. You know that I've seen people make the double spreads like they flip the canvas. Kind of like make it vertical, and that is really weird. Have you seen any
Yeah,
of that?
Mhm.
I've seen that once. I'm like, what are you doing? No.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times, and it's always like really off-putting. You're going with the reading experience, and then they flip the panel, and that's like really weird. But I mean, I get it. All double spreads you want them to, be this really that's the money shot, right? So you want it
Yeah, you
to
don't want it to
pump.
be the size of a postage stamp just so it fits on the screen.
Yeah, man.
Now, Eric told me something pretty interesting. You actually have been employed by Webtoon at some point.
Yes, I could give you the link of the stuff I did for Webtoons
Sure,
on the
go put it in the
private chat.
private
Please
channel.
do.
Yeah,
Okay, so there it is.
yeah. Okay.
It's on the kind of love, the kind of love anthology. You could see the four. Oh, there's only three. Okay, there's three links, three stories called seasons. That's chances, the bad works, choke, and if you click on the third on the third page, you will see the first one, which was yeah, it's all the way to the top, the ghost of you and me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Winter.
Uh,
Okay.
yes. So the story with these stories is that I actually made a comic before. I uploaded it after soon after um, my 8-bit story was completed, and this at the time when I did my 8-bit story, I did this comic called Seasons. Uh, so those continuing with this exercise of doing wordless stories, I did this four love stories across the seasons, and yeah, and that was fun. But they kind of after I post all of them, they 6 months passed and they contact me and they said we really loved those stories. Will you be up to working in an anthology with us? We're putting this anthology made by webtoons. Is called Kind of Love, and we will want you to redraw everything and maybe talk with some of the editors to change the endings because some of them were a bit depressing, some of them were yeah, yeah, some of them were kind of ambiguous, and and they told me, would you like to do this? And I said, yes, of course. This was 2019,
Okay.
and it has been like 5 or 6 years since I finished seasons, and I always wanted to go back and redo everything to get it to print. Um, and at the time I was already working at DreamWorks. I was working at Netflix and all these other places, but I was getting really sick of working for corporate stuff, so I really wanted to go back to my own personal stories. So it was a perfect opportunity for me that I get to I get to draw my own stuff, and they pay me and they pay me well. And that was
Right.
like, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like
uh,
that's like you pay me to draw my own stuff. Oh, okay. I'll do that.
yeah, yeah, man, for sure. I was I jumped at the first at the first opportunity, and yeah, it was cool working with them. It's kind of a little weird working with webtoons. I mean, I wasn't really I used to read webtoons Some friends have some features, some featured web comics on there. But at the time, I was really into Brubaker. I can't remember his name.
Amber
Um,
Baker.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's him. That's another guy from DreamWorks, and
Mhm.
he was making this awesome webcomic, and he was uploading to YouTube these videos about webtoons, explaining all
Yeah,
there
yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he has a
Yeah,
YouTube channel. Oh gosh, I can't think of it. Yeah, yeah, but he does. He puts up stuff. He's the only other show that has a webtoon logo on YouTube
yeah, man.
besides this one. Which means we hate him. I'm just kidding. No, we don't.
Oh well, that guy kind of make me want to go into webtoons more, kind of get to know more about him. And he was telling how he was contact, and I got like really deep into these videos and searching around. And by the time by this time, 6 months had passed from where I when I put up my 8-bit story. And he said in his videos, after 6 months to a year, if they like your work, they will contact you. So that happened, right on the clock, like 6 months, and
Mhm.
they gave me a call, and we started talking. They need you to they write you. I mean, they use email, but the day to day stuff, they use the Line Webtoon Messenger, which I didn't knew
Mhm.
it was even a thing. So
Yeah.
we were talking, but yeah, man, I learned a lot. So I got in contact with these two editors. One was a girl, I can't remember her name, but they were both on New York, but they told me they were from Korea. So sometimes they were in the New York time zone, and other times they were on the Korean time zone. So that really messed me up, because sometimes I had to stay up until 5 or 6 a.m. just to hold a meeting with them. And
Mhm.
sometimes they they,
Oh,
they went back to the New York, and I have to you know uh, adapt to their schedule. And yeah,
Now,
that wasn't the most fun, but it was good, man. It was good.
how often are if someone today said I want to do a webtoon, and you've been a part of the company, you've done work for them, you've got your other product out, and I've asked Eric this too, but how often do you think a person should update their webtoon?
Oh yeah, yeah. They told me all about this in the conversations. They're looking for an update, a weekly update, but
Mhm.
with a minimum of 50 to 60 panels. So that's a ton of work, and they actually have a rate for your updates if you get featured. If you're on Canvas, you're practically uploading for free. And but I what I they're kind of like that's what I kind of like of webtoons, that they're kind of like this manga paste, maybe it's not like 20 pages like One Piece or something like that, but it's kind of maybe like a half the work a manga artist will do, but adding colors, well, that's a bit that sounds a bit that's to the workload. But I think it's kind of doable. They will give you these tips that you can um, to get to your count, to your panel count. They tell you that you can, they encourage if you duplicate panels, if you do a zoom in on some panel, and sometimes they say just make a really cool panel and divide that into, I don't know, 5 close-ups, and then a big shot and a full shot, and that will be counted as 6
So
panels.
so cheap.
Yeah, pretty much. Cheat as much
so
as you can.
doesn't that seem like you're less of a comic book creator and you're more of like a comic designer, like a narrative designer?
Here we go.
Yeah.
um, somewhere Daphne is spinning. Um, somewhere Daphne Lay just she's if she's drinking milk, she just spit it all on the screen right now. Sorry, Daphne. Contact Eric at dreadeddinosaur.com.
I mean, I'd seen the same thing in some comments on a forum that I follow where Katie Cook was posting, and she basically kind of says along the same things. Like her team, they've got pre-made panels, pre-made headshots, pre-made backgrounds. She's doing as much work as she can, but then she's relying on others to just kind of like assemble this webtoon, and it just to me it kind of seems like you're taking the artistry out of it at some point.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get you. But if you notice the top webtoons like the Korean ones, there's always a team behind it, like 3 to 4 people, just to get on time because they are really strict with their deadlines because when you deliver your files, there's a person who actually has to if you get featured, if you get like this work for hire, you only deliver the high resolution PSD files or your Clip Studio files or whatever, and they are the ones who get in charge of putting it together for it to in the format on the webtoons format. So that's a weight of your back, but it can lead to some troubles because with these stories, I mean, it was really cool to draw all this stuff, but I had a problem with the guy who kind of put off who made all the who put together the file because they kind of butchered the story a bit, and they kind of edited. They kind of they move some panels around. So you will see on the comments that some people don't understand what happened with this story because some panels were taken off, and that wasn't my choice. That was the guy in charge of formatting. And yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a mess. Some panels, they are like really zoomed in, and so the line looks kind of chunky, and the colors look like in really low resolution. And that's not how I sent the file. That's where they messed up. So that kind of turned me off about webtoons. Especially this work for hire. I had a vision for this story. I talked and I was happy with what the editor and I came up with, and we were really happy with that. We were really happy with some of this stuff, and seeing the end product, not matching both of our expectations, kind of sucks. But she told me that wasn't. She did her work as editor, making sure the copy, the copy editor, which kind of like see if you have any if you're spelling things right, and they kind of and as editors they kind of walk you through the story, see if it has consistency and all this kind of stuff. And once that is done and you deliver the file, other people will be in charge of putting the file together and posting it. So we were really mad with this guy who with this person, who just did what he did, because I actually delivered the files on already in a already formatted. I added the pacing, and I put the panels in order, And yeah, but by the time we
So,
saw it, yeah, they changed it a bit.
so just took panels out. That would upset any artist, I think, any
Yeah,
creator.
man.
I mean, you turn your book over to an editor, and they start removing panels.
Yes.
Oof, I don't know, Eric. Can I edit Dinosaur Man? I want to remove some panels.
Is Eric right now?
No, you cannot.
Okay,
It's enough that I let you write your own dialogue for your character.
he's right. He's right. It's like that's always, and
Am
it
I
has to be
cutting
double.
out?
Yeah, I think there's a slight delay.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, I'm having the internet here is spotty at best because it came with the room. So
Yeah, I think what ends up happening though is you get an artist and you get an editor, and the editor goes in there, starts moving your art around. Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah, man.
want to strangle somebody. I get it. So you got this done. You've got an 8-bit story, and you've got your Vox book. Now we covered that on Indie Vote Livewire a while
Yes.
ago, but I mean you're obviously constantly drawing, constantly creating.
Yes.
Uh, we want to thank you for that, especially putting out some content here on Webtoon for free. That's really cool because people get a chance to read it, get to know you as an artist, as a creator. Uh, so many of us don't get a chance to do that. I got a Webtoon that I've totally neglected.
Yeah, that happens.
Uh, while Eric is, constantly on his. Well, we recently returned to knocking out issues. I think, are you back full time on that now, Eric, or is that?
yeah, I'm pretty much back full time on it. I was actually working on it a little bit here while I was on vacation, trying to get at least 2 done a month so I can pace the story along to the point where I'm doing the print book. And then we'll see where it goes from there. But so far, it's good. I just wish I could work a little bit faster. It's like I can't understand how fast Jose is able to work. It seems like he's got 13 books going at once.
Yeah, as I'm looking
or
through
more.
and as I'm looking through the second chapter here, I'm realizing how actually long it is. And then as I'm reading, oh no, yeah, I've been tricked. This is one of those books that's gonna make me cry. I know it. I can sense
Yes.
it. And which means it's the second book called Seasons. It's gonna make me cry. And
Yes.
I'm not reading another book because that's it. That's it. I'm done. I'll see how this goes.
Oh yeah, up there, yeah, a little up there. Yes, that panel was butchered. You can see the stars right there, and you
Yeah,
can see the bridge, and
yeah.
you can't see the middle of the. It was a really long panel,
Hmm.
and oh yeah, they just messed it up.
Yeah, yeah. Now, has this book here ever seen print?
No, actually, I printed the first version,
Hmm.
the one I did on 2014 maybe. But for this one, I can't print it
Hmm.
because this was work for hire,
Hmm.
and in the contract for work for hire, everything you do, if they pay you, you don't get the printing rights. They get all the digital rights and the printing rights, and I was well aware of that, and I did it anyway. But I've been told by other friends who have like a series, a feature series that you can print your book, but if you're a featured artist, but you don't get to claim the digital rights. The digital rights are basically you cannot post this outside of webtoons. You cannot post this in on Instagram. You cannot post this on Tapas. You cannot post this on your personal site. You have to go and ask for permission to other department, not to your editor, not to the guy who puts the webtoon who publish the webtoon. You have to go to I believe it's the marketing department, and ask them. And say I'm gonna post like these 4 or 5 panels. Is that cool with you? And they say yeah, for sure, no problem. But it's always a bit of a bit of a lag. Like they kind of respond you in like a week or two, and you really want to be posting whenever the webtoon launches. You know.
And I'm just when I was looking at seasons, she's not there, is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not there. She left him a long time ago. That
Yes.
poor guy.
Yeah, a long time ago, man.
Yeah, she left him. He just you see. He's a. I feel it. I feel one of that artist. He's an artist. He's just trying to draw. This lady don't understand. Oh man, it tugs at the heart. It makes me sad. My night's ruined. Thanks, Jose. My night's ruined. Anyway,
you're gonna be rocking back and forth in your corner all night. Like,
I'm going to take my third shower of the day now.
Now that was the most depressing story, but then the next one is a little more upbeat. You know, there's I believe there's two happy endings and one nostalgic and the first one is really depressing.
Yeah, it's like, man, that poor guy. I've been there. I had a breakup. I didn't get off service for 1 month. I was on the sofa for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I would shower, I would go to Walmart. I'd buy like a stack of DVDs, come home, watch those. The next 2 days, get up, do the same thing. It was for a month I did that before I finally got off the sofa and started living life again. So it was rough, but I'm emotional anyway. So
that happens, man. I mean, Seasons was my way to cop out of a failed relationship, man. So I wasn't really sure how I was going to keep on going, and I said like, well, I gotta put all these feelings, all this, all this belonging, all this kind of stuff that's in the everyday life, and well, I tried to make the best out of it. So that's how Seasons was born.
That happens with a lot of, I think, webtoon artists, especially that they take their parts of their life and they put it in their comics. Not with my webtoon, but with one of my comics, I put my feelings after my father passed. I put a lot of my feelings on with that into a character. Just so happens that character is a villain, and but it was like, and when you think about his reasoning behind why he's doing what he's doing, even though he is like the ultimate bad guy, it's like, oh man,
that's what makes it real, man.
Yeah, it's like I'm actually sympathetic for the bad guy. Yeah. I shouldn't feel this way. Eric,
the first webcomic I ever did was Chad the Fat Kid, and that was all about my experience in high school being the fat art nerd getting bullied. And I would go into my imagination and create comics and stuff, and so that was kind of Chad's way of coping, was his imagination. And and of course I took, like, my bully's name was Chad, so I named him the main character.
Chad.
And one of the things they liked to call me is calling me a name. These weren't bright people, okay? So they would tease me and they would call me Dinosaur Man as a way of putting me down.
So, and you turned it around, man. Now they're the dinosaur, and he's like goddamn shred, and he's awesome, man.
You gotta be careful though, Eric, because I remember reading someone said that they had did something very similar, close to that, and some idiot from their school tried to sue them. Like, if I never would have stuffed you in that locker, it wouldn't have given you the ability to I think it was a rapper.
Oh, that's the audacity of that, man.
Yeah. I know the guy that Eminem said bullied him. That guy tried. I think that guy was successful at suing him.
Wow.
You said that I bullied you in high school and it messed up my rap career. You put me in a locker, sir. Yes, you did bully me. You beat me up every day. I told the world. Now you can't get a rap deal. Boo hoo. But yeah, listen, don't pick up artists. Don't ever bully an artist. Here's why. We will take an opportunity to draw you and kill you in our comic every issue You can die 100 different ways. They all suck. We
But,
will.
but then again, if we like you, you might end up in a starring role.
Right,
Yes.
right. You can end up in there, but if we don't like you, man, you're dying every issue, every time. Change a title, you're in there and you're dead. And the worst names you can tell when a comic artist doesn't like somebody. We'll use names that sound like Eric's got like all these names of these characters. I mean, you got Telexis and Vij and General Zim. And then if you come to find somebody named like Alan Smith, just know that Alan Smith must have done something to somebody. And
Yeah, man, for sure.
Eric, we're at that lovely 40-minute mark. What do you do at this point?
Well, I guess it'd be time for us to wrap it up. I do want to give Jose an opportunity to share out Lumina Vox and tell people about where they can go and sign up, and how close are you to launch?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to launch on the 12th of April. So we're like 27, 26 days until launch. Should I give you the link, guys?
Sure, yeah. If you want to give me the link, I can share it.
Yeah, sorry about the pre-launch. Sorry, I wasn't ready. I was, I came here running. I was finishing some, I was cooking for my girlfriend. So,
Oh,
yeah. So
one of the few times that you're not working on projects.
yeah.
He was cooking and he's drawing. He didn't want us to know that he multitask. He does it both of them. Let me bring this up here. Lumina Vox. There we go. There's a sign-up page for Lumina Vox Volume 1, 80-page book of space. Is it Eldritch Adventures?
Yes, Eldritch Adventures.
And you can sign up. Again, we covered it on IndieVolt Livewire, but here it is again. Lumina Vox Volume 1 is an 80-page book in full color standard comic size, the first one in the series. And it's safe to say, I think, that if you liked my 8-bit story, this is almost spiritual sequel, right?
Yes, man, for sure. I was at first Lumina Box was going to be like a wordless comic, kind of like my 8-bit story, but then I decided I actually want to tell a story, and I want the characters to have some dialogue. So and I wanted to know how far I've gotten ever since I drew my 8-bit story. So I decided to go for a very similar style. So yeah, man, this is gonna be the successor of my 8-bit story. And if you want my 8-bit story on a printed the printed version, if you want the physical book, it's gonna be it's gonna be as an add-on on Lumina Box, and you're gonna have like more than 200 pages full of cool art and adventures, and in the case of Lumina Box, a lot of fighting. There's gonna be fighting Eldritch gods. The way I describe Lumina Box is kind of like Space Eldritch Naruto meets Warhammer 40k. Yeah, man, meets I don't know, Gurren Lagann. So if you like all of those, it's about the story about Mia. She's a Lumina. She's kind of like Naruto, like a Jinchuriki, that she has this Eldritch God inside of her. And there's Eldritch gods outside in the universe, and there's these guys who are god killers, who are called the Abyssal Society, the Abyssal Hunter Society, which are these guys who kill gods around the universe to keep balance. And they are all in a kind of like a battle royale situation, searching for Eldritch artifacts, kind of in a power stroll. All this while Mia, the main character, the little red girl, she's trying to find out what the hell is Illumina, and what the purpose of Illumina is in the universe, because all this trouble, all these monsters, all these gods, all these really strange events happen around her. So she's just trying to make sense out of it, and find her way in the universe.
Cool. Working. And so this is over on Indiegogo, and it is. You can search Lumina Vox, Lumina space VHOX Volume 1 on Indiegogo for our radio listeners right now at 23,605. Thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it here at IndieVote when you listen on IndieVote Radio. Eric, where can you be found at, sir?
I can be found at Dreaded Dinosaur on all the social medias. You can check out Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon and now on Tampus. I've started releasing the each chapter once a week for the next 8 weeks. They're over on Tampus, so there'll be a new audience for that. And you can find me over there. And of course, you'll find me tomorrow night for IndieVolt Livewire, joining you and the great Randy Zimmerman and the Indie Princess, and more shenanigans are happening, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll get in trouble over there. And of course, you can find me where he just said, IndieVolt Livewire. I'll be there tomorrow. And we want to thank our guest Jose Garcia tonight for joining us. You can find him at is that Ratastical Lore? Core.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Core on Twitter. Reach out to him, Ratastical Core on Twitter, and pick yourself up a copy of Lumina Vox on Indiegogo when it launches April, was it 13th? 12th, April 12th on Indiegogo. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna take us out of here, Eric, if that's okay.
All right. We'll see you next time on It Came from Webtoon.
See ya, guys. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely.